Fantastic. Thank you so much for the introduction, Jason, and welcome everybody for joining us. And yeah, just to give a brief introduction to myself, like Jason said, my name is Eric Dapp. I'm a performance engineer at JMeter, and I work directly with the sales team. And like Jason was saying, if you would like to have a follow-up demo one-on-one with the sales team here, you'll probably end up talking with me as well. So I look forward to talking to as many of you as you'd like, and I hope that you enjoy this webinar. All right, so today we're going to be talking about Taurus specifically and integrations for how you can use Taurus to use little, small tests, very, very small, quick kind of smoke tests to make sure that everything is working right, and then build those up into just massively scalable tests in JMeter. So let me just start right here. So why are we here? The idea behind the creation of Taurus is that so many people look at testing as testing starts when development is done, and I would say that this is true, but there's actually a shift in that as soon as you have your first round of development done, you should already be testing, right? And there's a very, very common practice where all these little circles on the outside actually feed into this bigger circle on the inside, which is what our graphic is showing here. And that bigger circle on the inside represented very predominantly by what we call the circle of excellence, or the center of excellence, and has been for a very, very long time. But that creates a bottleneck for organizations. And I mean, we are in the business of performance testing. We are trying to make as efficient as possible, not just the actual code or your servers or how you serve your content to your customers or to your users, but also your organizations. And so rather than having every developer finish all of their development over long periods of time and then feed that all in to be tested over months and months and months, it's going to be much more useful if you get that testing into the hands of the developer. And that's really the philosophy behind Taurus, as well as just other open source testing tools. And Taurus is a perfect fit for that because it wraps those testing tools and runs them. So very quickly, some fundamentals of Taurus. It's open source, free. You can get it now. You can start testing with it today. It's just like JMeter in that you can download it, you can build a test, you can run it, you can actually get constant and updated feedback as you are running a test. Now, it is both a test runner and a DSL, so that is actually just a native language for basically interacting with JMeter, because what Taurus actually is it wraps the JMeter testing tool and abstracts the idea of it. So now you don't necessarily have to deal with the XML formatted tests that you would have that are called JMX files that JMeter produces. You can actually interact with JMeter through very simple and readable code. And so that's the DSL part of it. You can run locally. So this is n equals 1. That means the machines that you're using, the number of machines that you can use to run this test. Or you can very, very quickly and easily kick these tests to JMeter, and you are essentially unlimited in terms of how many machines that you can run on. Right, so instead of just running maybe your 500 or 100 users, depending on how intensive a script that you're writing in Taurus that you can run on your local computer, you can scale that up to any number of users that you would like to in JMeter. And you feed that JMeter, reporting from Taurus. And you also get all the collaboration tools out of JMeter and all the great stuff that I'll actually be touching on just a little bit. But if you want to know more about actually JMeter specifically, then you can follow up with us in a demo, and we'd be very, very, very happy to give you one. Now, this red line that separates part of number 3 to number 4, that is the free stuff is all above that, and then the paid stuff is all on the bottom, right? So you can use this, you can use Taurus. Everything that I'm going to show you, the very, very large majority of what I'm going to show you is going to be free today. And then you can follow in my footsteps to the end of what I'll be doing, where I actually scale this test into a bigger and more awesome test. And that divide is where that red line is right there. So going a little bit deeper in this, if you'd like to have a little bit more in terms of somebody who has already gone through and learned a bunch of Taurus, One of our great guys here on the marketing team, Dave Caro, he actually went through and made for us a big list of basically educational material for learning Taurus, how to do the syntax for the configuration files and all of that fun stuff, and just some more like video information and how you can basically get the most out of Taurus. And remember that you'll be getting a copy of the recording of this, so don't feel like you have to rush and get this link down right here, but that can be found on this page. And so what I'm going to be showing you today is Taurus running on my computer right now while I get instant feedback while I'm running this test. And then I will be running a test from my command line into the cloud, and I can actually choose where I want to run that in the cloud using BlazeMeter's infrastructure. And then I'll also be initiating a Taurus test through Jenkins. And if you would like to have some more information, just so that you can kind of learn more about Taurus, gettaurus.org is where you'll find that. And then there's really great support forums where you can actually interact directly with Andre, specifically Andre Pakilko, who's the one who actually is the lead for the Taurus, like codename Taurus. And he also has been very, very, very active in the JMeter open source community. He actually started JMeter plugins organization. So we've got some pretty awesome people running this, and you can actually get questions answered directly from them on the support forums. And with that, I'm actually going to go straight into a little bit of a demo for you all. So